Hey guys, hoping all is well with everyone. In this video, we're going to be continuing the read along of the 7th level by Jody Feldman. And in this video, we're going to be starting with chapter 17, but just a quick recap of chapter 16. Travis, Maddie, and Kip were all at baseball practice, and Travis is trying to figure out why Ralph is suddenly being nice to him, and he's very bewildered by it, considering to this point he's been his arch nemesis. And at the same time, Maddie and Kip are literally falling into each other, and Travis doesn't like it one bit, and he's trying to investigate what's going on between the two of them. So he calls Maddie, and they have a funny, interesting phone conversation about it. And then at the very end of the chapter, Travis seems to have solved, or what seems to be the solution to his next puzzle. So let's find out if he has solved it. Chapter 17. It's no problem they're asking for 7 nails. Like, it's no problem they asked for an eye and a trash can. But it's also random. If they want random, I put 7 nails into the envelope and laugh. They are not the nails they're expecting. I return the fingernail clippers to my parents' bathroom. The next morning, I deposit the plain, white envelope into the office attendance box. I picture the attendance lady getting really grossed out, and that keeps me smiling until science, when I really start grinning. We get to work on our ant farms. The worms have migrated to the second tray, and we need to harvest the fertilizer they've made. We take out the first tray, and a few worms are still in there. Ew! That comes from a few people. We've been doing this all year, so you'd think they'd get used to a few slimy worms. It's not like they bite. I pick up one and move it to the second tray. So does this girl, Sorry, who didn't ew. I think we should name them, she says. But how would we tell them apart? If you name one Curly, you can call, "Hey Curly," and whichever one looks up, well, that's Curly. She's so smart, we know she's not serious. I wonder if she's in the legend. I wonder if everyone in the legend is so smart. Or if they all look alike, like these worms or like plain unmarked envelopes. I stop grinning. How will the legend people know that particular envelope is from me? Should I have put my name inside? Will the attendance lady know where to deliver it? And what if she gets so grossed out that... Travis! Sari's looking at me in horror. What? She points to my hand. I'm squishing a worm. I toss it into a tray. I didn't mean it. I didn't do it that hard. I didn't kill it or anything. I decide to shut up. What happened? Says one kid. Randall the oaf snickers. He just pulled a minor Travis this time. A minor Travis, I say after school. A minor Travis. Kip and Maddie look at each other, which bothers me in more ways than one. My name is now a synonym for stupid, boneheaded mess up. Who started it? When? Kip raises his chin toward the oaf. They started it on Friday. I pound my fist into my glove. You've known since Friday? I say to Kip. He can't look right at me. I thought it would go away like everything does around here. So far, nothing has. Maddie steps up to Kip. He's not blaming you, she says. I'm glad she can still read my mind. Or maybe she's reading his. He's just upset at the world. You should know that by now. I just don't like being blindsided by anything, I say to Kip. No one does, he says. Sorry. I hate that I upset Kip. It's bad enough that my name will become a dictionary definition. Travis. See, stupid. But I'm not stupid. I wish I could announce how I solved 4 impossible puzzles. No. 3 3/4. I still don't know why that one number is 23. Pulling a Travis. At least Kip and Maddie have heard of it only from oafs. At least one dares say it when we're at baseball. They know I don't mess up on the field. Why can't I learn to be that Travis inside school? Why did I put fingernails into the envelope instead of hammer and nails? What if that's enough to keep me out? I hurried in my hall locker after the game, which we lose, hoping to find some positives so I don't have to worry I messed up again. There's a normal blue envelope. All right! But why are there always eyes around? I put the envelope into my backpack, then Kip and Maddie and I get our bikes and pedal out of here. Kip turns towards his house, Maddie turns towards hers, and I turn down the next street. Pedal for about 10 seconds and stop my bike under a big tree. No one's gonna bother a kid looking at a note. If you want to be part of the legend at Lauer, follow all of our instructions exactly. Rule number 1, don't chew gum unless you have enough to share with the whole class. Rule number 2, 6th grade lunch, 11:30 Friday. There must be enough gum in the cafeteria to share with the whole class. Rule number 3, don't get caught. The Legend of Lauer. They want me to buy gum for everyone in the 6th grade? Not for my friends? Since when does the legend single out one grade? Maybe always. Maybe I never really paid attention. Fine. Anything for the legend. So how many people in 6th grade? And how much does gum cost? How much do I need to have in the train? How much do I have in the train bank on my desk? I get back on my bike and speed to the grocery store. I don't have a cent in my backpack, but I can find out how much I'll need. I run to the candy aisle, grab the biggest pack of bubblegum, and wow, I'll need more than the $7 I have left from my birthday money I got from Grams and Gramps, the not dead grandparents. I never should have bought that lame video game all the oafs were going nuts over. Showed me not to listen to oafs. I want that money back plus half the money I caught in the money boots, especially because I didn't win the signed Chase Macklin guitar. It felt good to be generous, and the legend basically made it impossible not to be. But still, I get back on my bike and pedal harder and harder because there's something weird about all this. If the legend had all the money to give to the food bank, and if they sent 10 kids and their parents to the Olympics the year before, then why are they expecting a kid like me to use a hunk of his own money to buy bubblegum for the 6th grade? Wouldn't they at least shove a $20 bill into the envelope? But that's not my only question. I feel another one about to erupt. There's the money thing, and what? What feels weird? Okay, they had me spend money on the trash can, right? No, I bought the trash can, but I could have drawn a picture of one for the cost of scrap paper and a smudge of a pencil. That's not it. What am I missing? I'm missing a puzzle, and a coin, and I'm missing the answer to this question. Are all the envelopes really from the legend? Chapter 18. It's Wednesday, and 5 minutes before lunch, my social studies teacher, Mr. Huff, hands me a note. No one knows what it says except me and him, but when I pick up my backpack and head to the door, it's a non-oaf who says, "Did he pull another Travis?" I want to punch the guy in the face, but I grin and raise an eyebrow. I can't let them see how much this all bothers me, his comment and the summons to Mrs. Pinchin's office. I don't know what she can accuse me of unless I have an evil twin or I went temporarily insane. I knock on her door, and before she waves me in, I notice her face from behind her desk. She's not going to name me King of Lauer today. We meet again, Mr. Raines. My neck's usually not in knots when principals call me in. It's happened so much I must be immune. But with the legend and soccer captain and soccer camp, I have too much that could disappear before I take my next breath. I need to ask, she says, if you know anything about 3 gallons of hand soap missing from the janitorial closet. I didn't take it. I swear. She spins the chain of her mirror ball necklace like she's trying to hypnotize me into telling the truth. No one is accusing you, Travis, and you're not the only one I'm asking. So you're rounding up all the usual suspects. I mean it seriously, but it suddenly sounds ridiculous. I try to hold back my smile. She smiles at me, though. It's okay. That was humorous. The buzzer sounds. Time for lunch. Time for Mrs. Pinchin to stiffen back up. Still, she says, the smile wiped off her face. What's going on here is serious. Beyond notice that whoever is messing with this school, and whoever may be protecting them, will be punished. Fully. Is that clear, Mr. Raines? Yes, ma'am. I stopped myself from kicking open her door. She said she wasn't accusing me, but I'm only one she had called from my class. She didn't draw my name at random. I grabbed my lunch bag from my locker and stomped down the stairs. I turned toward the cafeteria, and there in the library hall is the oaf. Mrs. Pynchon should be talking to him. My first instinct is to go kick him in the shins, but instead I'll walk to lunch and leave his big face buried in his locker. But it's not his locker. It's the 207 locker hall. And Mr. Mackenzie said no one has lockers down here. I stop. I see him see me, and I see when he shoves back what he shoves back into that locker. A shine under the surface blue envelope? Randall's getting blue envelopes? Or is he giving them? Punking me. Either way, they can't be from the legend. An oaf like him isn't smart enough. He's evil enough to start up a whole fake legend thing and force someone smarter oafs to write the puzzles. Then they all gather around and watch me make a fool of myself and laugh hysterically at the end of his oafish joke. Gotcha, Randall. Gotcha where you've been stashing my blue envelopes. I head straight toward him. What are you doing here? I say. What? What are you doing here? I say, oaf slow, also trying to get a look inside the locker. He slams it shut. Whatever I want. Typical. This isn't your locker. No one has lockers down this hall. Maybe I do now. He clamps the lock shut and gives the numbers a twirl. Fine. Lock it. But I know the combination. He gives me that dopey stare. I need him to give me answers. Talk to me about envelopes. Envelopes? He gives the lock another turn. A hard turn. You put letters in them and mail them out. That's all I know. Good thing he doesn't lie for the CIA. I look at him like he's toast. What about the next envelope? There's no next envelope in the locker. He is so dumb. I didn't say anything about any envelope being in the locker. Shove it, he says, but he doesn't shove me. His eyes, though, look for a place to settle, and the place is starting to look like a dent in my head, one he wants to make. I can't make him mad, not before he takes away my evidence. What if I tell you something I know, and you tell me something back? Why should I tell you anything when you go around accusing me of everything? What did I ever accuse you of that you didn't do? Forget it, he says. Just leave me alone. The whole group of you. I can't lose him before he spills something. I'll prove I know about the envelopes. If I can't open that lock on the first try, you can pummel me. He takes half a step aside. I move in and spin the combination wheel to 32, left to 23, then right to 16. I tug. He grabs my hand. Don't touch me. Don't open the locker. He lets go but blocks the door with his whole hulk. Afraid I'll get proof of what you and your little 007 wannabes are doing to me. For your eyes only. Ha! I smash my fist into the locker next to him. The library door flies open and Mr. Drummond just juts his head out. I know you have somewhere else to be. Get to the cafeteria and keep the noise down. Normally, I'd love a teacher to break up any contact with Randall Denvey. Not now. I need to get into that locker, but more than I need to stay out of trouble. I catch up to him and match his stride till just inside the cafeteria doors. That's when I'll cut him off and steer him to the puke green cinder block wall. Don't bother denying it, I say. I saw the envelope. Big whoop. Should we alert the media? Good idea. Let's haul it out and show the world what you're doing. No, he whisper yells with enough hot air that I can smell his before lunch breath. Onion breath would be better. Then admit you have a shine under the surface blue envelope with my name on it. His eyes shift left then right. He backs off. It doesn't have your name. It has mine. His name? He's getting puzzles and coins? But he's an oaf. He has to be lying. So this is your first one, right? I say, testing him. Do you just have one? Now he's testing me, but we won't get anywhere unless I say something more. You? That was my fifth. He got five? Why'd I put fingernails in the envelope? I stare at him. He grins back at me like we've been chosen for the same team. Problem is, I don't want to be on the same team with him. It's bad enough he's in science and Spanish and sports with me in the 7th grade at lower middle school on Earth. I push away from the wall. I'm going to eat. I look up. My lunch table is staring at me. Not the table itself. My friends at the table. I'd be staring if I watched me having a no-yelling conversation with Randall Denvey. I hope you're not getting friendly with the enemy, says Kip even before I sit. Not exactly, I say. 7 pairs of eyes keep staring, waiting for an answer. I need to scramble for some excellent excuse. If we're both getting envelopes, I have a feeling this won't be the last time they see me and Randall talking. It's complicated. It's not so complicated, says Maddie, getting right to the point. What'd he say to you? What did you say to him? It was nothing, I say. I ran into him in the hall. He started yelling at me. Then Mr. Drummond told us to take it to the cafeteria. I shrug, then I smile. I told the truth. Sort of. My smile shrivels. They know there has to be more. I take a bite of my Swiss cheese and mustard sandwich, and chew and chew and chew and chew until it's so mushy I have to swallow. They're still waiting, and so am I. I'm waiting for inspiration. And Miss Scrive, my English teacher, passes by and gives it to me. Blame it on an adult. I was in Mrs. Pynchon's office. I say the words right leaping into my brain. Again? Maddie says. I wasn't really in trouble. I tell them about the soap. Did you take it? Asks Katie. Are you nuts? Maddie says. Travis is the most honest person I know. Great. This story I'm about to tell is a total lie, but at least it's a lie that won't hurt anyone. So I sort of accused Randall of setting me up, and Mrs. Pynchon said maybe Randall won't bother us if we're nicer to him. Maybe he's acting out of jealousy. I have no clue where this psychological stuff came from. Maybe bully episodes on ancient TV sitcoms, but I go with the story and I say I was making the first move. Obviously, it didn't go well, says Maddie. I promised Mrs. Pynchon I'd try more than once. I roll my eyes for effect. Well, that stinks, says Katie. Everyone agrees except Maddie. Why is it that teachers don't hate him? Pretend I'm a teacher. Tell me why he's such a mean oaf. Give me ammunition. She's nuts. You're nuts, says Kip. You know it all, Maddie. But if it'll make you happy, there's last year when Randall shoved Marco's soccer ball underneath Mrs. Bloom's car so she'd run it over. Then why did I see Marco the next day kicking the same ball? She is nuts. What about Jackie Muggs in 4th grade? I ask. Randall sent him to the hospital. Almost dead. 38 stitches. Did anyone see it happen? She asks. Kip's turn. There was the cupcake incident in 2nd grade. Mine, and breaking Natalie Levin's leg last year, and basically crippling mine for the rest of the soccer season 2 years ago. Maddie shakes her head. Those could have been accidents. Not the worm farm, I say. He deliberately knocked my arm so the worm and dirt tray crashed to the ground, which got me in such deep trouble I had to skip soccer practice. And my $5.85 from 5th grade? And hey, I say, what about Kip's cap? I heard he didn't do it, says Maddie. Not on purpose, at least. Then why didn't he fight back when Marco said he did? Maddie unleashes her hair from her ponytail. I don't know. Then why are you sticking up for him? I say. I'm not. She gathers her hair back behind her. Call it a momentary lapse into teacher land. Forget it. I can't because Mrs. Pynchon's voice is echoing in my head. Things aren't always as they appear. Randall is sitting a few tables over with Marco and 4 other oaf types. He looks at me, and I jerk away, knocking over Katie's giant water bottle. Kip and Katie and the rest jump around getting napkins and trying not to get wet. Maddie nudges me. What's this really about? I pretend I don't hear her. I'd rather say nothing than lie directly to her. I join the mop-up crew and switch topic to soccer camp. Katie tells me about this new drill she found online, and I have her show me. People stare because we're really good at pretending we're kicking the ball and guarding each other. And I'm about to ask if anyone has a ball so we can kick it around during our 5-minute recess when I catch Maddie and Kip trading a weird look. Maddie mouths a word to Kip. Kip shrugs. Then she pushes him like the time Natalie pushed me in the first grade when she liked me. Okay, I say, what's going on? I look directly at Maddie, then Kip. Nothing, he says. He couldn't lie for the CIA either. The rest of the day plummets from there. Not that anything bad happens, just that I get called out for not paying attention and stuff. But how can I concentrate on school? Soccer camp and soccer captain may be running away. I may have to lose one of my best friends. I'm getting all these instructions. I'm not so happy about paying money for gum to give to sixth graders. And I feel like I'm about to get in trouble for that, but I'm not sure how. So I think I'd like to drop out of life and move to Monrovia for a month, then come back and figure everything out. By then, though, I could lose out on becoming part of the legend. At least I still have the promise of that. Promises, so does Randall, and that's a problem. And I'll stop the video there, ending with chapter 18. And next time we continue along with the read along of the 7th level, we'll start with chapter 19. But as always, guys, thank you so much for watching and take good care of yourselves. And we'll see you next time. Bye.